The truth came out inside a quiet hospital in Victoria Island. The doctor cleared his throat, adjusted his glasses, and spoke slowly, as if each word carried weight. "Madam, your daughter is 12 weeks pregnant." Victoria was in total shock. The air in the room felt heavy. The white walls, the soft sound of the machines, the faint smell of medicine. Everything stood still. 2 months earlier, no one would have believed this was possible. Victoria was known across Lagos. Her name carried weight in boardrooms, from Ikoyi to Ikeja. Her companies controlled properties, technology hubs, and transport lines. Her face appeared in magazines. Her success was praised on television. But inside her large Ikoyi mansion, behind the tall black gate and quiet security guards, she was simply a mother. Her daughter was her world. The child had been born delicate, quiet, and gentle. Years later, a terrible accident on the Third Mainland Bridge changed everything. Victoria survived with scars. Her daughter survived with a broken spine, confining her to a wheelchair. She never walked again. From that day, the billionaire built a safe world around her child. Wide doors, smooth ramps, private doctors, nurses. The best wheelchair money could buy. Nothing was too much. Yet something was always missing. Time for her girl child. That morning, the billionaire walked through the bright hallway of her home, phone already buzzing with work messages. She stopped at her daughter's door and pushed it open gently. Her daughter sat by the window in her wheelchair, already dressed, staring outside. "Mummy, you're home this morning?" the girl asked softly. The question stung. "Yes," her mother replied too quickly. Leah studied her mother's face. "You look tired." "I have a flight to Abuja," her mother said. "Important meeting." There was a pause. "Can you cancel it?" Leah asked quietly. Her mom turned. "Why?" "I just need you today, Mummy." Silence filled the room. The billionaire hesitated. Her phone vibrated again. "Meetings, investors, deadlines. You'll be fine," she said at last. "We'll talk when I get back, darling." Leah nodded, but her eyes were heavy. "Okay," she whispered. Downstairs, the house staff moved about quietly. A young male nurse stood by the kitchen counter, preparing medication. "How is she?" Victoria asked. "She's calm," the nurse replied, "but she has been weak lately." Victoria frowned. "Call me if anything changes." "Yes, Ma." As the car drove away, Victoria looked up at the window. The curtain moved slightly. Her daughter was watching her leave. The meeting in Abuja was tense and stressful. Talks of betrayal surfaced. Someone inside the company was leaking information. The billionaire's mind was full of numbers and suspicion. Still, her phone stayed silent. No calls from home, no messages. That night, after returning to Lagos, the phone rang inside the car. It was the nurse. "Ma." His voice trembled. Leah collapsed. "We are at the hospital. Please come now." The billionaire's heart dropped. "Collapsed," she repeated. "My daughter was fine. She has been hiding something," he said quietly. "You need to hear it from the doctor." As the car sped toward Victoria Island, fear wrapped tightly around the billionaire's chest. What secret could her disabled daughter have kept so well? And who helped her hide it? Because whoever the father was had already shattered a mother's heart into pieces. The hospital corridor in Victoria Island was quiet, too quiet for a place filled with pain. The billionaire walked fast, her heels clicking against the polished floor. Her mind was racing, but her face stayed stiff. Nurses nodded as she passed. A doctor pointed her toward a private room at the far end. Inside, her daughter lay on the bed. She looked smaller than usual. Paler. Tubes were attached to her hand. The wheelchair sat beside the bed, like a silent witness. The billionaire stopped at the door. For the first time since she built her empire, her legs felt weak. "Leah," she called softly. The girl turned her head. "Mum," she whispered. The billionaire walked closer and took her daughter's hand. It felt cold. "What happened?" she asked, trying to sound calm. "Why didn't you tell me you were sick?" Leah looked away. "I was not sick," she said quietly. "I was scared." The doctor stepped forward. "She fainted due to stress," he explained, "and lack of proper rest. The pregnancy also played a role." The billionaire's grip tightened. "You should have told me," she said, her voice shaking now. You should have told me everything. Leah's eyes filled with tears. I tried, she said. That morning, when I asked you to stay, the billionaire closed her eyes. The doctor cleared his throat. We need to talk privately, he said. About the pregnancy. They stepped outside the room. This is not only about the baby, the doctor said carefully. Your daughter has been under emotional pressure for months. Pressure from where? The billionaire asked sharply. The doctor hesitated. From someone close, he said. Someone she trusts. The billionaire's heart skipped. Who? She demanded. The doctor shook his head. I can't say more without her consent, he replied. But I will advise this. Watch the people around her. The billionaire nodded slowly, hearts shattered, and returned to the room. Leah was staring at the ceiling. Who is the father? The billionaire asked, this time softly. Leah swallowed. Mum, please don't ask me again tonight. Why? Her mother asked. Are you protecting him? Leah flinched. I'm protecting myself, Mummy, she whispered. That answer cut deeper than anger. The billionaire sat beside her daughter all night. She watched her sleep. She watched the slow rise and fall of her chest. She remembered holding her for the first time, promising no one would ever hurt her. And yet, someone had. Or worse, someone had been allowed to. The next morning, Victoria returned home alone. The mansion felt empty, too quiet. She called the house staff into the living room. Auntie Bessie stood to one side. The security men stood straight. Then there was Daniel, the nurse, standing near the back, hands folded. The billionaire looked at each face carefully. For months, she began. My daughter has been carrying a secret under my roof. No one spoke. She is pregnant. The billionaire continued. And I want to know who among you knew. Auntie Bessie gasped. Jesus, she whispered. The security men looked shocked. Daniel lowered his head. The billionaire's eyes locked on him. You, she said slowly. You have been closest to her. You stayed with her when I was away. Daniel raised his head quickly. I swear, Ma, I did not touch her, he said. Never. I didn't accuse you, Victoria replied coldly. Yet you defended yourself. Silence fell. Daniel's hands trembled. I knew she was hiding something, he admitted. But I didn't know it was this. When did you know? Victoria asked. About 2 months ago, he said. She started vomiting. She cried often. She begged me not to tell you. The billionaire felt anger rise. And you agreed? She was scared, he said. She said you would send her away. The billionaire laughed once. A sharp, broken laugh. Send her away, she repeated. My own child. Daniel looked down. I warned her, he continued. I told her the truth would come out. Turned away. Leave, she said. All of you. I need to think. They left the room quietly. The billionaire stood alone, staring at the staircase that led to her daughter's room. Her phone buzzed. A message from her personal assistant. Ma, urgent. A journalist is asking questions about your daughter Leah. Someone leaked hospital information. Her blood ran cold. Someone wanted this story out. She quickly dialed a number. Lock down our social media account, she said. No story leaves this house. Yes, Ma. She ended the call and sat down heavily. Her empire was shaking. But worse, her heart was breaking. Back at the hospital later that evening, Leah was awake. Mum, she said softly, as the billionaire entered. Mum, please forgive me. The billionaire sat beside her. I am scared, she replied honestly. And confused. Leah nodded. I know, she whispered. Who is he? Victoria asked again. Please, I need to know my daughter. Leah closed her eyes. Tears slipped down her face. If I tell you, she said slowly, you will hate yourself. The billionaire frowned. Why would I hate myself? Leah opened her eyes and looked straight at her mother. Because you trusted him, she said. The billionaire's breath caught. Trusted who? She asked. Leah took a deep breath. The man you once said was like a son to you. The room spun. The billionaire stood up slowly, her heart pounding, because only one name fit that description. And if Leah was telling the truth, then the real betrayal had been living inside her house all along. The name echoed in the billionaire's head long after she left the hospital. The man she once called family, the one she trusted with her home, her business, and her child. By morning, she did not cry. She planned. The first thing she did was review everything. Security footage, staff schedules, travel records, phone logs. every detail from the past 6 months. Her private investigator arrived at the Ikoyi mansion before noon. "I want facts," she said plainly. "No guessing, no mercy." "Yes, Ma," he replied. By evening, the pieces began to fall into place. The man, Caleb Sterling, had been around often. Too often. He was her late husband's godson, raised partly under her care, polished, educated, trusted, given access to her home because she believed blood made him safe. He visited Leah regularly. He brought books, snacks, long conversations. Everyone thought he was kind. Back at the hospital, Leah's condition was stable, but her silence was heavy. Victoria sat across from her, arms folded, voice calm but firm. "Did he touch you by force?" she asked. Leah shook her head quickly. "No," she said, "never." "Did he promise you marriage?" Victoria asked. Leah hesitated. "He said he loved me," she whispered. "He said I was special." The billionaire closed her eyes. "How long?" she asked. 5 months, Leah replied. 5 months. 5 months of lies under her roof. That same night, Caleb Sterling walked into a quiet lounge in Ikoyi, unaware his world was about to crack. Sat across from him, her face unreadable. "You look tired," Caleb said casually. "Work stress?" "Yes," she replied. "Family stress." He smiled politely. She leaned forward. "Are you sleeping with my daughter?" The smile vanished. Caleb froze. The silence stretched. Then he laughed nervously. "That's a strange question," he said. "You know I would never." "She's pregnant," Victoria said. The color drained from his face. He stood up slowly. "I didn't plan for this," he said. "It just—" He paused. The billionaire's hand shook, but her voice stayed steady. "You are leaving Lagos tonight," she said. "Or I expose you." Caleb swallowed. "You won't," he said quietly. "Because if you do, people will ask how your disabled daughter got pregnant under your care." The words hit like poison. That was when she knew. He was not afraid. The next morning, the story leaked. Billionaire's disabled daughter, pregnant under mysterious circumstances. Phones rang non-stop. Social media buzzed. Investors grew nervous. At the hospital, Leah saw the news on a nurse's phone. She screamed, "Mum," she cried. "He said this wouldn't happen." The billionaire rushed to her side. "It's okay," she said, though it was not. "I am here." Leah grabbed her hand tightly. "He said if you ever found out, you would harm me." Leah sobbed. "He said no one would believe me." Victoria felt something break inside her. "I believe you," she said firmly. "And I will protect you." But protection had a price. That evening, the investigator returned. "Ma," he said, "there's more." He placed a file on the table. Caleb had done this before. Another girl, another secret, another family paid into silence. The billionaire stared at the file. Her hands trembled, because now the truth was bigger than her daughter, and walking away was no longer an option. At the hospital, Leah watched her mother pace the room. "Mum," she said softly, "please don't destroy everything because of me." The billionaire stopped. "This is not because of you," she replied. "This is because someone thought your body was easy to use." She turned. "And I will not let him walk free." Her phone rang. Unknown number. She answered. "You should stop digging," a male voice warned, "or the next story will be worse." The call ended. The billionaire looked at Leah, then at the door. The fight had begun, and by morning, someone would fall. The threat did not scare the billionaire. It focused her. By dawn, her legal team, security chief, and investigator were seated in her private study in Ikoyi. No greetings, no small talk. "Caleb Sterling is not leaving Nigeria," she said. "And this story will not be buried." Screens lit up with evidence. Text messages, voice notes, video clips, hotel receipts, dates, times, proof. "Release nothing yet," she ordered. "Let him think he still has control." At the hospital, Leah was breaking. She refused food. She refused therapy. She stared at the wall, quiet and distant. "He called me again," she whispered when her mother arrived. "He said the baby would be taken from me." The billionaire felt cold. "Did he threaten you?" she asked. Leah nodded. "He said powerful men don't lose," she said. The billionaire leaned close. "Men lose when women speak," she said calmly. That afternoon, Caleb walked into what he thought was a business meeting in Lekki. It was a trap. Police officers stepped out of the room. Caleb froze. The billionaire entered last. "You should have left Lagos," she said. "You don't have enough," he replied, trying to smile. She slid a tablet across the table. His smile disappeared. "This will ruin me," he whispered. "No," she said. "This will correct you." He leaned forward suddenly. "If you destroy me," he hissed, "your daughter becomes a public shame." The billionaire stood. "My daughter is not your shield," she said. Caleb was taken away. Within hours, the news changed. Business heir arrested over abuse allegations. Phones rang again. Investors panicked. Boards demanded answers. The billionaire went live. "My daughter was harmed by someone we trusted," she said clearly. "She did nothing wrong." The internet exploded. Support, anger, questions. At the hospital, Leah watched the broadcast. Tears streamed down her face. "Mum, you chose me," she whispered. "Always." The billionaire replied. But peace did not last. That night, the investigator returned. "Ma," he said carefully, "Caleb is threatening a counter-story." The billionaire frowned. "What story?" "He claims, your daughter planned this. That she seduced him." Leah overheard. Her body shook. "They won't believe me," she cried. "They never do." The billionaire knelt in front of her. "Listen," she said firmly. "Truth does not beg." Her phone rang again. "Unknown number," she answered. "You can win in court," the voice said. "But can you survive the truth about your daughter?" The line went dead. The billionaire stared at the phone, because she knew there was still something Leah had not told her, and whatever it was, it could change everything. The truth came out slowly, not from the police, not from the media, but from Leah herself. It was early evening at the hospital. The room was quiet. The machines beeped softly. Leah asked the nurse to step out. "Mum," she said, her voice steady but weak. "I need to tell you something before the court hears it from someone else." The billionaire sat down immediately. "Say it," she said. "Nothing you say will make me leave." Leah took a deep breath. "The first time Caleb had intercourse," she said, "I tried to stop him." The billionaire's hands clenched. "He told me you were too busy," Leah continued. "He said you had no time for my feelings. He said I was lonely because you were building an empire, not a home." The words cut deep. "He said he understood me," Leah said. "He said he loves me." The billionaire closed her eyes. "He did not force me," Leah added quickly. "But he used my silence, my fear, my need to feel seen." Tears rolled down her cheeks. "I thought if I told you, you would blame yourself," she whispered. "So I carried it alone." The billionaire reached for her daughter's face. "This is what predators do," she said slowly. "They wait for moments. Parents are absent, even when they live in the same house." The trial moved fast. Evidence was strong. Caleb Sterling's name fell from grace in days. Sponsors withdrew. Friends vanished. His lawyers pushed hard, but the truth stayed louder. In court, Leah spoke. She did not shout. She did not cry. She told her story clearly. The courtroom was silent. Across Lagos, parents watched the news differently that night. Outside the courthouse, cameras flashed. The billionaire spoke only once. "This case is not about money or power," she said. "It is about listening to children who cannot always scream." She did not mention business. She did not mention betrayal. She mentioned responsibility. Caleb was denied bail, but the fight was not over, because while the court moved forward, another question waited quietly in the background. The baby. Doctors confirmed Leah's pregnancy was stable. She wanted to keep the child. The billionaire struggled with this, not out of shame, but out of fear. Fear of pain, fear of memory, fear of the future. One night, as Leah slept, her mother sat alone in the hospital chapel. For the first time in years, she was not thinking like a CEO. She was thinking like a guardian. "I gave her everything except presence," she realized. "I protected her body, but left her heart unguarded." That night, she made a decision. She stepped back from daily operations. She cancelled travel. She stayed. Weeks later, Leah returned home. The mansion felt different, quieter, warmer. No new staff without checks, no visitors without reason, no secrets without space to speak. The billionaire installed something new in the house. Not cameras, time, morning meals together, evening talks, listening. One afternoon, Leah asked softly, "Mum, Will I be a good mother? The billionaire smiled sadly. You already are, she said, because you are choosing honesty. But just when peace seemed close, the past knocked again. The investigator arrived late one evening. Ma, he said carefully. There is something you should see. He placed a file on the table. Inside were documents, medical records, dates. Another name. Leah was not the first, and Caleb Sterling was not the only one involved. The billionaire's breath caught. These are powerful families, the investigator warned. If this goes public, Lagos will shake. The billionaire looked toward the staircase. Leah was upstairs, pregnant, healing, unaware. The investigator asked, Do we stop here? Or do we go further? The billionaire did not answer immediately. She thought of every parent who believed money could replace attention, every guardian who trusted access without supervision, every child who learned silence because no one stayed long enough to hear them. She stood up slowly. This story does not end with my daughter, she said. It starts with her. She picked up her phone, because the next call she would make could protect many children, or destroy many powerful people. And Lagos was not ready for what was coming next. Thanks for watching. What is your view about this story? Where are you watching from? Do well to let us know in the comments below, and don't forget to like, share and subscribe while you stick with Tales by Special for more interesting stories. Stay blessed.